I'm Gaz, and this is Let's Play Shadowgate, a remake of a classic adventure game. Let's just go ahead and jump right into a new one. Now, the original game was notoriously difficult, so I'm going to play on the Master difficulty setting, which I almost never do for my games. But it is supposedly the closest to the classic version. Each difficulty supposedly will make the game different. The puzzles will be slightly different and all that, but we'll give Master a try. I have not completed this game, so this should be a lot of fun. I'm also going to turn tutorials off, because I've already gone through them. Just looked for a little bit. Let's start. That you will find yourself, with Lakmir's words echoing about your head. You stumble a bit until the world ceases its lurching. You stand before the Gatekeeper Mountain. An ornate door framed by a series of skulls is fashioned into the rock wall. Okay. So this was sort of a point-and-click type game, and you can see the interface is still here, but this new version does allow you to turn it off and just sort of use the keyboard shortcuts to have more of a modern feel, I guess. I will keep all of this on so that you can see what I am choosing here. First thing I need to do is look at this skull. What's that all about? A faint glow forms within the eye sockets of the bleached skull. You jump as the lower jaw rattles. Come on, boy, I haven't got all day. Pick me up. You nearly drop the skull when it begins to speak. About time, boy. You have no idea how long I've been here. You can call me Yorick. I'd prefer to call you Murray. I have no recollection of how I got here, but I do know plenty about this castle. If you need help on this quest of yours, just speak to me, and I'll give you a hint. Yeah, so he is the built-in hint system, which I'll probably end up using. He also left a key. The metal key has several strange etchings on it. I will take it. Something else over here. Thick green roots twist around the dense foliage. Okay, well, I can't take it with my bare hands. You tug on the wet roots, but they slip from your grasp. In my inventory, though, I happen to have a dirk. The rusted and pitted dirk looks as if it's seen better days. I can use this to cut those away. Now I will take the helmet. And this is something that I can equip. Let's give it a look. It's rusted. Well, great. But I will go ahead and use it on myself. Use the helmet. You place the oversized helm on your head. It is so large it nearly obscures your vision. Well, hopefully it'll be good for something. Okay. Let's have a look at the rest of the place out here. Looks like my torch is dwindling. A low thrum of power comes from this strange skull. Observe several scrapes, scratches, and gnaw marks on the skull, almost as if someone or something was trying to pry it free. A sense of despair fills your soul as your gaze lingers on the skull imprisoned in the archway. Well, let's go ahead and... what was it, this one? Power and Defiance. Oh, well, it's just giving me different descriptions for the same thing. Well, anyway, let's not waste time. Let's go ahead and get inside. You turn the key and unlock the door. The door opens with an eerie creak. There are a few holes here. I imagine I will have to fill them later. What's this blue glowing stuff over here? An ornate stone archway replete with carved skulls frames an ominous entrance set into the side of the mountain. Well, it's not giving me that. The artwork is really nice, I feel, but it also obscures a lot of the things in the foreground, so it's kind of hard to see everything there is. Let's go in.
Lakmir was a fool to send a child to do that which even the vaunted Circle of 12 could not. Contain my growing power. Come if you wish. It makes little difference. Seal your fate within this living castle of the dead.
Without warning, a pair of glowing eyes fill the chamber, and a dark voice invades your mind. The apparition fades, leaving a trail of cold air behind it. Okay. Well, the tutorial does take you up to this point, so it sort of tells you what to do here. I'm not going to do everything that it told me to do before, but like I was saying about the elements in the game being hard to determine, you can look at various things like these torches, and they are interactive, so you can take them. And in fact, I am going to take all of my torches because I will need them. But what I was saying about it being hard to find things, look down here on the floor, that is actually an item. It is difficult to tell if this sling has seen battle or was simply used by a shepherd to keep his flock safe. I'm going to take that. What else is in here? Looks like there's a grate. This circular hatch is made of a strange stone set securely within a mortared base. A low hum of power emanates from within. Aha! One of those skulls outside mentioned a low hum of power. What is this? An ancient wooden lever protrudes from an iron plate set in the floor. Well, I want to interact with that. And this is kind of awkward. You would think I could just use it, but I have to use something with it. So instead, I hit the hit button there. Oh. And it actually made it move. The lever moves under the force of your blow. In response, a stone section slides away from the wall, revealing an opening that holds a key. Now there is another way to do that the tutorial tells you, which is to use yourself on the lever. I'm going to take this. Actually, let's look at the key first. This heavy key is spotted with flecks of rust. I will take it. A strange pattern, unlike anything you've seen before, is carved into the solid iron door. Well, let's try the key on it. You struggle with both hands to turn the key in the stubborn lock. A satisfying click echoes through the chamber. The door easily swings open. Let's see if I can't open this hatch first. Despite your best efforts, you cannot open the hatch. It seems magically sealed. Okay. Well, like I said, that skull might be connected to this. But let's go. A damp, musty breeze wafts out from behind an altar set within the stone alcove. You note the long hallway continues further into the mountain. There's also a body here. Giving the skeleton a quick once-over, you find no obvious cause of death. You do, however, have a bad feeling about this. Okay. I'm going to, I guess, open the skeleton. You pat down the corpse. Your rough handling produces the sound of crackling bones, as well as a piece of parchment, which you put in your pack. Have a look at that. This brittle parchment contains naught but a faded illustration and 5 words. Seek ye the black axe. More torches to take, which I shall. And there's a scroll. The torch's flame momentarily flickers. Okay, that's telling me I am in need of a new torch. So I'm going to use this torch on that one. You can see the flame is a lot brighter. Okay, let's look at this again. This rolled up parchment is secured with a daub of candle wax. Open it. And now look at it. You read the message scrawled on the scroll. Fandril, this missive is of utmost importance. We must coordinate our efforts. Seek my obelisk in the acolyte den below the sewers. I fear the worst is upon us, but I have plans in motion that may yet avert disaster. It is signed with the name Lakmir. Now, the tutorial tells you to use the torch on this to burn it up because it's valuable intelligence and we can't let it fall into the enemy hands. I believe that is mostly to point out the fact that you can use the torch to burn things. I'm going to take this, because what's the worst that can happen? Okay. You know, I wonder if I could set the skeleton on fire. Let's try that. I haven't tried that, so let's try that. You decide it is better not to disturb the remains any further. Okay, we're not going to try that. Let's look at this altar. Strange markings and glyphs line the stone pillar that enshrouds the statue, one that depicts a hooded figure with a darkened visage. What about that book? The old, musty smell emanating from this book hints at its age. Let's have a look at it. Something shifts under your feet as you open the book. I'm sure it's nothing. Let's look. You scan the ancient manuscript, noticing most of the language is unintelligible. However, one particular word stands out from the rest. Invocan. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power and quickly write down the strange marking in your spellbook. You have learned a new spell. So let's have a look at that. I can go to my spellbook, and let's actually look at it. The translation of the glyph is Invocan. Your mind glimpses some spectral person at the edge of your consciousness. That might be important as to what it does. One thing we can do, though, is bind these two hotkeys with the control and number keys. So I'm going to bind that to number 1. And I apparently have something new here. That was just that thing that picked up. Okay. Well, we've gone through all the material that the tutorial would have covered, so we're ready to move on. This book could be useful. Why don't I take it with me? As you lift the tome from the altar, the earth rumbles beneath your feet. In an instant, the rock floor gives way, sending you tumbling down a long, vertical shaft. While the abrupt impact from the landing doesn't kill you, 10 tons of stone from the broken floor finish the job. I chose poorly. Death is very easy to come by in this game. Hopefully, I won't go through that screen too many times. Anyway, that's enough for the first episode, so I'll see you next time.